Let's start out west to discuss how both LA teams took L's in game one. We're going to start with the Clippers. Did the Clippers miss an opportunity to steal a game on the road, or did the Nuggets and Russell Westbrook take care of home court? We do know that the Clippers tied that game up last night, so they made
Right, the
amends
series.
for it. But series, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
winning by 3 points. So overall thoughts on how you guys think that first game did, and just any new thoughts on the series so far.
It's a beautiful series so
It
far.
is.
Really a heavyweight bout. We're seeing more defense more than anything, which is interesting because you have guys like Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Jokic, which you would imagine like we would be seeing 120, 111 as like end of scores, like by the start of the fourth quarter, damn near how much firepower is on these teams. But I think what we're seeing is more defense, and just want to give some observations. I think that for this season, I think Chris Dunn has been, if not the best, he's a top three defender of guards in the league. I think James Harden has won a lot more respect from a lot of people, even though he hasn't had two stellar games in a row. I think just him being able to orchestrate the offense at the way he's doing, you got to give props and the longevity and him reinventing his game. I think that Kawhi Leonard is never a problem of can he play. It's never an issue of what is he going to do when he's healthy. It's always, can he just make it through a series? Can he just make it through and give us the performances that we know? The dude is an absolute machine. He's insane. The mid-range he gets to, spots on the floor, is so efficient, and it's a beautiful line drive shot to watch. It just bullseye every time, and the true shooting percentage, masterful. Jokic has been uncharacteristically sloppy with the ball in some key spots. I think that's some lack of continuity from Mike Malone not being there, but that's a whole separate issue. I think that there's not many others that are coming along with Jokic in terms of MPJ, who had a pretty good game last night, 15-15. I appreciate that effort. And Jamal Murray still trying to find himself a little bit. But Russell you're going to live and die by him. So you kind of just got to take the corner 3 of 6 from 3, and you also got to take almost turning the ball over with 40 seconds left. So this is going to be about of wills, and it's going to be about who makes the most mistakes. So the game one, Clippers gave it up, made too many mistakes. Nuggets capitalized. Game two, the Nuggets made a lot of mistakes. Clippers capitalized. Who's going to win the turnover battle in game three? That will most likely decide it. And I think this is going 7.
Q, I will say
series.
this. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to agree with Q with the Denver Clipper series. It's the probably most evenly matched out of all of the series that we see, and this is going to be a chess match from beginning to end. You're seeing Kawhi play some of his best basketball that he's played in a long time. Well, like you said too, he's playing basketball finally without pain, because he talked about that, being, able to walk on those knees and do the things that he needed to do. But he's made, and I talked about it earlier in the chat, watching him play has been beautiful because he's making contested shots. These aren't layups and, breakaway dunks. These are contested shots, and he's hitting them with consistency. Shot 79% last night. So he's been doing everything that he needs to do to win these games, and he's looking like an MVP out there. Like he's the best player on the court. And you're gonna have to see some things. I look at a person like Michael Porter Jr. in this series. He's gonna be a key because he's gonna have to step up and play the full game as hard as he can, as best as he can. And he did a decent job the other night. I mean, last night, I think he had like 12 rebounds. So he was actually on the boards and doing some things that they needed for him to do. But you need him and Gordon to step up and contribute. And you do need Joker got to be more consistent. He can't have those turnovers. He can't be lackadaisical with the basketball. He's got to make plays and be consistent. They need him to be the best Joker he can be. And that's the only way they're going to win the series. But I love this series. The Lakers series is a proving for Ant. Ant got to step up.
But we haven't got to the Lakers yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we did.
Oh, you good.
Q, I will say this in regards to the others. They are having moments. I do agree that we haven't seen the Jamal Murray of old where, he's matching the play of Joker in these playoffs. We can't say that he's been in and out and he just hasn't had consistency. I agree with you. The coaching thing is a whole nother conversation. But I feel that Denver is good enough as long as they get key moments from their key guys. Michael Porter Jr., right? Like watching the game, we didn't know if he was going to finish the game or they were going to stick with Russell Westbrook, right? Because Russ made a big three in game one, made a big three last night as well. But as long as the guys that are on the court, not named Joker, as long as they contribute in timely ways, I think they'll be fine against the Clippers, mainly because, like I said last night in the chat, playoff Harden is in effect. That guy, look, if Kawhi doesn't play like Kawhi did last night, they're not going to win this series. Like Kawhi has to play the rest of this series at that level. And that's going to be damn near impossible. James Harden needs to show up, but I don't believe in it because all these years we've seen this man choke and choke and choke in the playoffs. It is what it is. So I'm going based off of history. I'm just going based off of history. Now, the others for the Clippers, they need to step up. Norman Powell, typically the others play better at home. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how the others play. But Kawhi needs to keep this level of play up for them to even have a chance. And that's going to be difficult to do, to play at that level the rest of the series.
Also, I want to say that Zubac is playing his way into a lot of, what do you want to say, top 8 big conversations, top 9. And I think that that's just a testament to his development, too. His ability to stick with Jokic and actually make tough decisions and play rough and tough defense with him. He's making it hard for Jokic to just get to his spots, and he has the mobility to actually stick with him, too. So, Zubac, they have some guys that I think are going to get a little bit high. Like Norman Powell, you can't get worse than this. So I think that there has to be a break in the averages somewhere where you get back to what you were. Yeah, I'm not saying Norman Powell's going to go for 40 like he's gone sometimes in the regular season. But, bro, we got to get at least 17. We need a 17-point game. We need a 12-point, 5-rebound game. Like, we got to get some shit going here, dude, off the bench. Chris Dunn is doing his job. Zubac doing his job. Kawhi did his job. I think Harden is controlling the ball well enough. It's just the shot is not going. But
he got to get buckets. Because I agree that he is doing a great – he's always been more of a point guard than a shooting guard, but he scores like one of the greatest players of all time. But he got to get buckets. Like this team is built on him getting buckets. You ain't got to get a 40-point triple-double or even a 30-point triple-double, but he has to score in the 20s efficiently for this team to really be a contender.
Yeah.
Spike.
I agree with
nothing?
FIFO.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I agree with FIFO.
Man, Spike was asleep.
I was mesmerized by that Eagles background that you still got right there.
You're right.
Winner circle.
Ken, I always say that we need to really seriously ask about this 1-800-FLOWERS sponsorship. Because what a lot of people said about the Clippers, I was saying earlier, this is a whole Ty Lue. Shelton, was I not giving Ty Lue his flowers earlier? And then Q bringing up Zubac. I was trying to tell Lue about Zubac. He didn't want to listen to me.
Yeah,
Zubac played his ass off. So far, this whole
he starts strong every game too.
And he guards Joker probably the best that you're gonna guard Joker. You're not gonna slow. I mean, Joker's gonna. He had a triple double, so you can't stop him. But he made it uncomfortable for him.
Make it hard,
which is what you pause. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to say is what Q brought up was a player that I forgot what's in the league, but again, when you go through Ty Lue's training program, you end up blossoming. Chris Dunn. Dunn has turned into a legit playoff rotation guy. And I like that. He kind of reminds me of he's now their new, I guess, Terrence Mann, who's now with, I guess, Atlanta.
Way better than what.
Well, I'm just saying he's their new he's their new contributor that took that role.
Solid contributor.
I'm very curious to see how, like, again, people, it's like we got to knock on wood for like Kawhi Leonard and like his injuries, but right now that last game, I ain't see Kawhi like that. Like, if we had like 2-3 years of Kawhi like that, like, we're talking about a different league as far as champions and all that stuff too. Because like that man to go 79% on jump shots is nuts.
And turn around. I mean, them shots was crazy.
It's a lost start. It really is a lost start, though. Like the mid range. I think Kobe was smiling watching that because it's just like, dude, one dribble pull up inside of the 3-point, 2 dribbles, spin off. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
This is over 7-footers too. Like,
and he was getting fouled on a lot of those shits too, man.
A lot of them.
Exactly. And but you know, it's the road team. You're not gonna always get those calls.
Of course not. Yeah.
But I really love what the Clippers is doing. What I'm more shocked is like Joker in the final minutes of these fourth quarters, especially these first 2 games, missing free throws. He in game 1, he missed 2 clutch free throws that should have sealed the deal and which kept the Clippers in it. Then this last game, it wasn't just him, but like Aaron Gordon missing the most wide open dunk since the dunk contest that I've ever seen that would have helped them extend the lead. And then Joker missed. I think he went 1 for 2 for his free throws attempts in the last 2 minutes, and then he made that desperation 3 after Brown missed his open 3. It's just like granted they have a new head coach who just shown he got 6 games on you now as far as how much he's been coaching as professionally. So you kind of give that room for effort, but I can honestly make an argument that the Clippers should be up 2-0. Like as we all kind of acknowledge, they kind of let game 1 get away from them, but they had to get this one in. So they did their job as far as the road team. You just need to get 1 on at still home court advantage. And now we're going back to LA for 2. So we'll see how they do that. But I wouldn't be surprised if the series go to 7, but for me, the Clippers have to win this in 6.
All right, well, we'll move on to the Lakers, but I will say you guys are overhyping Zubac.
I agree. There's not that many great centers in the league, and Zubac does his job really, really well. So I'm gonna give him flowers.
Like he's always played.
No, he was terrible.
The Lakers could use him since we going.
The Lakers traded him for Mike Muscala.
I don't care. I watched. Like I'm seeing what he's doing. It's not impressive.
Yeah, 16 and 12. 16 and 12.
He's solid. Solid is right. It's y'all making. No, y'all talking about this motherfucker like he out there got goddamn fucking Joker or something.
I ain't say he was. I ain't say.
I agree. You
can't just throw a bunch of white boys out there and tell them to go guard Jokic. You can.
No, his defense on Jokic is great, but I'm not impressed. Like, these are good numbers. He should do that, especially in the way that offense runs.
I mean, look, Ken. This is the reason why I'm gonna say he's super solid. If you see that the reason why he's scoring what he's scoring is because of James Harden.
That's a backhanded compliment, though, people.
It really is.
We went from solid to super solid.
Like, we went from balling. All I said is y'all are overhyping.
James Harden got a lot of people paid. He's like the
100%.
He's like Capella. Clint Capella. That's about to say. He's Clint Capella.
100%. We're not doing that. We're not doing
that. Capella's one of the better defenders.
We are doing that because CP got Tyson Chandler paid the first go round. And David West paid. You know what I'm saying? Look, at the end of the day, point guards with a big man, this is why I always say a little guy needs a big guy to be effective. And obviously, James Harden is not like a 6'4" point. The dude is 6'5", 6'6". You know what I'm saying? And he's not. The way he plays the game is that he's always going to hit the big on the rim run. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get him an easy 6 to 10 points a game. Now, if you could go find you another 4 to 6 points, now you a super solid big in the league. And that's what Zubac has done.
That's not what I expected to see. The way people were talking about him, I thought I was going to see Karl Anthony Towns.
Come
That's
on,
the way y'all were talking, bro.
Hey, Kev, but in all honesty, he outplayed Karl Anthony Towns. But we'll talk about
it's
that.
just within the function of the offense, which
it's like Russell Westbrook. It's like Russell Westbrook with Steven Adams. Steven Adams is not going to like wow you with these Hakeem Olajuwon or David Robinson level defense, but he's not going to get 50 dropped on him. And he's not gonna, you know what I'm saying, drop 50, but he's gonna get you about 17 and 9, 17 and 12, like on a good night. And it's like that's what you want.
Right. And you paying premium prices these days for that.
Yeah,
that's a double from a guy.
I remember when the Sheldon, you already know that the Hornets gave a Bismack Biyombo about
you remember? I was mad, Q. for doing half this.
I ain't heard that. I haven't heard that name in decades, boy.
You ain't missing nothing.
Didn't they give another big a lot of money too from UConn? What was his name? Emeka, not Emeka.
The beat? Emeka Okafor.
It was Okafor.
Yeah, they paid.
It's been a bunch of them.
Jordan was settling gambling debts.
That wasn't Jordan guys. It wasn't Jordan guys.
There's no way.
Hakeem the Beat was somebody's. He was a top 3 pick, wasn't he?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be nice though.
Yeah, so did his mom.
Let's talk about the Lakers, man. Are the Lakers in more trouble than people thought with this matchup against Minnesota?
No, man.
Or was this more of a fill-out game for LeBron and company? Interesting stat. Let me just get through all this real quick. The Lakers have been held to under 100 points only 9 times this season. 3 of them were by the Timberwolves. The Wolves have 4 players over 6'8". 6 feet 8. While the Lakers only have 2, and one of them is LeBron James. The Wolves are 7-0 when Ant-Man has 8 or more assists in a game. And lastly, since March 21st, only one other team besides the Lakers have allowed more made 3-pointers.
Ken, I'm gonna say this. When I watched that game, it felt like LeBron didn't know, like he was playing double dutch and couldn't get a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Remember how we talked about before the playoffs started that when it comes to the fourth quarter, when Luka runs out of steam, this is LeBron's time, this, that, and the third. Again, it just looked like LeBron needs to dominate, but he doesn't want to step on Luka's toes, and that's what it looked and felt like in that first game. It's kind of like, okay, I'm deferring, I'm playing the guy, but it's like, nah, you LeBron, and we need you to be a premier scorer for us to be, you know, a championship contender. So I think LeBron's going to come out tonight, be aggressive, because that's typically what he does when he has a game like he did in game 1. And we've seen it for 20 plus years in the NBA. He's going to come out and be aggressive. So that's what I expect. You know, the Timberwolves are really a good matchup, and that's why I love the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I still got the Lakers, but the Timberwolves are going to be a tough out for them.
You know what it is like the Lakers is like the main cast of sinners, and the Timberwolves is like the vampires. Like they all outside, and that's why they're about to get vanquished, because you can't run from the light. And LeBron James, at the end of the day, we do this like every year. Oh my God, LeBron lost game 1. Is this the end of it? LeBron lost game 1. This is the year. LeBron likes to defer to his teammates every game 1 to see who's going to come with me. I need to see something. Who's going to hit the corner threes I need? Who's going to hit the top of the key 3 that I need? Who's going to be able to play defense in key spots? Who's going to quit? Who's going to play real D? This is the problem. It's really not a Redick thing. It's not a Luka thing. It's not a LeBron thing. It's just attrition and trying to figure out how we're going to attack this young team, because the Wolves are nothing to play with. They're not, no disrespect. I got the Lakers in 6. I think that they should win tonight. And I expect it to be a hard-fought series just because of how much the Wolves can run. And they do play really tough against these Lakers for some reason. I think it's Edwards' pride. He really leads that team in a different way. But I'm not worried about Luka. I'm not worried about LeBron. It's just you got to get Reeves going. And I think you got to be able to set something up with not necessarily Jackson Hayes lobs, but you got to have the threat of the lob. So that means somebody's going to have to penetrate and be a threat from a floater position or kickouts as well. So just need a little bit more action off ball screens. Probably JJ will install that. But they looked a little bit stagnant on offense, and I think that they will correct that because they said that they had their best practice in months. That's what JJ said at the press conference. So we'll see.
That doesn't bring confidence.
That's the worst
endorsement ever.
Practice
sounded like AI.
Hey, bro, kid, if we having the best practice, how many months into the season are we? That don't bring no.
I mean, I don't think that necessarily means like they've had bad practices, but it's just like, yo, we've had our best practice in a couple months. Like, yo,
who is practicing now? You're right. In the NBA, why are you practicing now? But they're gonna have to step up. The others is what my concerns. Like you said, Q, I'm not really worried about LeBron. I'm not worried about Luka as much as I am the others. I want to see what Rui gonna do. They gotta get Reeves going, and you are going to have to get some defense out of some of these other guys. We talk about them all the time. Gabe Vincent, kid, stepping up and hitting a couple shots. You need the other guys to make plays when you need them to make plays. They started out that first quarter with the lead, and they had opportunity to bury the Timberwolves, but they got some hot shooting. We talked about this before, how crazy Minnesota shot in that first game. Of course, that won't continue. You got to step up and play the better defense than you did the first game. If you're the Lakers, you got to take pride in your defense, first of all. And the second thing is you're going to have to put the ball in the basket. And that's something that you're going to need, like I said, the others to do in order to be competitive in this series. And you can win it if you can go out and take Minnesota's heart. You are the big brother as far as this big brother, little brother thing with this team. And I think that Ant does look up to LeBron, which he does like the challenge of beating LeBron. He thinks he's one of the greatest players. So that's why he steps up so much for LeBron. But LeBron can use that to his advantage and win this game. And that's what they're going to have to do. They got to win. This is a must-win game tonight.
To me, I hear what Q was saying, and I guess there may be some evidence of that. But to me, I looked at game one more from a defensive perspective, not really offensively, because I don't see Minnesota being that hot. They broke their franchise record for playoff threes. You're not going to do that every game. But defensively, obviously they let Luka do whatever he wanted to do, but they shut everybody else down. I mean, again, I asked how the hell did Austin Reeves get a nickname, but him and Rui only combined. They combined for 24 points in game one. Jaden McDaniels by himself had 25. You know what I'm saying? So and then the post game, JJ was like, we had a scheme to guard them defensively. We just didn't execute on it. I'm like, well, there was two halves in that fucking game, my nigga. Like, which one do you want to choose as far as where you're gonna make your adjustments based off the scheme? So that's why I called him out. But yeah, I just don't know who else is going to score. Now, if LeBron has a 30-point game and Luka has a 30-point game, they can, take back. They can take this game too and get back into the series. But like I mentioned with LA, Minnesota already did his job. They playing with house money right now. If they win this game, bro, they going back and saying, look, we just need to win one of the next two and then win one more of the next three, and we good. So this is definitely a must-win game for the Lakers. I'll be shocked if they do not win this game. I actually can, to be honest, just because I said the Minnesota in 6, but that was based off LeBron getting 2. So if they lose in 5, again, Q, I know you laughing because it's only game 1, but I'm just saying what I saw in game 1, bro. Minnesota put the clamps on them.
You think Minnesota can beat them in 5?
Huh?
You think Minnesota can beat them in 5?
If they win tonight, yes, that's on the table.
But even and I don't have them winning tonight. Even if they do win tonight, the Lakers win like the next 2. Like I just don't believe that the Wolves have enough.
And on top of that, Ant didn't even have a great game, like offensively for himself. Like he did a phenomenal job, like creating for his teammates, which I thought a lot of people talked about his maturity as far as being playing playoff basketball. But he like everybody was getting theirs on Luka. That's the thing about this thing. Is like as much as there's 5 people on the court for the Lakers, there's only 4 playing defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as much as you giving up, you scoring 37, but you probably giving up 40 plus on the other end, based off who you're trying to guard, quote unquote. So that's my thing. Is like with Luka, like you cancel out his production based off what he's doing on the other end. So to me, if Ant has a 30 plus game and you still playing defense like this, what can the Lakers do?
I don't know, the way that the basketball works to me in playoffs is, if your star is going to go off, normally you have to be championship pedigree to have other role players come along with you. Like Jokic can go off for 30, and I expect Jamal Murray to get 30, and I expect Michael Porter Jr. to get you 17. I expect that. With the Wolves, they haven't done it yet. So I don't see a world where you get these contributions that you got game 1 from Naz Reid and Jaden McDaniels getting 25 and all these other things. And then Anthony Edwards on top of that. That's just an otherworldly type of game. And if you're the Lakers, there's really not much you can do if that's going to happen. But what happens if LeBron and Luka just get it going and now the floor is opened up for just 2 of the Lakers guys? It makes it a much more even series. You got to expend a lot more energy on the defensive side for the Wolves. And I think that Luka and LeBron can kind of think this out a little bit more. And they don't really have the championship experience that LeBron and Luka do, although Luka's only gone to 1. Going that deep as a playoff seed against the Wolves last year should give you some different looks. You should be able to go back and look at some different tape that you were seeing and put that into practice tonight. So I'm expecting 1-1. And I don't think that we should panic if you're a Lakers faithful.
Well, they better win tonight, and they better win this series.
Yeah, it's must game. It's a must-win game. And you saw who took the first shot.
Yeah, and you're playing. The reason why I don't think they can come back.
Make it.
He missed.
It was a wild.
But I think the hot shooting was an anomaly. We know how these game 1s can go. So
and the Lakers had a week off too. I also want to say that that helps when the Wolves are fresh. The Wolves are very fresh. They're younger than the Lakers. Lakers have a week off. LeBron, you know what I mean? So let's just see that. Hopefully that amazing practice is going to come into play tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. One of the issues that I saw was Luka put up like 16 in the first quarter. LeBron put up 10 in the second quarter, and then Reeves put up 14 in the third quarter. Like the 3 best players took turns scoring offensively throughout the game, but they didn't play well together as a unit throughout the game, and you just can't do that. So when you look at the box scores, like, oh yeah, such and such did this, such and such did that, such and such did this, but you guys each took turns doing that, and that just won't get it done. When they're all cooking and playing well at the same time, then they're much better. And then that's when everybody else get involved, and Gabe Vincent will be out there, and Rui will be able to play better, and et cetera, et cetera. So, but we'll see how it goes tonight. And sure we'll have a lot to talk about one way or the other.